Sport Mod feature on the track right now. 25 laps is the distance. We're going to take you through the lineup on the inside of row number 1. Driving the number 22C out of Bakersfield, California, that is Michael Johnson. Outside of him in the number 32 from Bakersfield, California, sponsored by her hubby, Brad Pounds. That is Tina Pounds, a former champion here at the Budweiser Nationals.
That's right. And on row number 2 on the inside, he comes to us out of Ridgecrest, California. The number 21P of David Pearson into his outside. The 18C of Chris McKellar out of Bakersfield.
Inside row number 3, we find the number 4X from Lompoc, California, sponsored by Giant Tree Service, Macintosh Roofing, Smart Auto, Brenda and Gary Adair. That is David Schuyler. Outside of him, the number 28, Cody Parker. We've got another loose tire on the track.
And then now we pick up row number 4 on the inside out of Bakersfield, California. The Golden Empire Special. The big man is Wayne Dotson. Into his outside, the G6 of the Outlaw Ricky Childress Jr. out of Bakersfield.
Row 5 sets up like this. Driving the number 13M out of Bakersfield, California, sponsored by Diamond IT, Sniper Race Bodies, Cloud Centric, All Lit Up Graphics, RPM Collision Center. That is Matt Mayo. Outside of him from San Martin, California, in the number 20, Justin McPherson.
Then we pick up row number 6 on the inside. He comes to us out of Fraser Park, California. The Kinky Transportation, RPM Motors, the Rug Runners, Paul's Truck Repair, Foss Auto, and Mike's Pizza. It's Kel Kinky into his outside. From Bakersfield, California, the Bakersfield Chiropractic, A-Sign Factory, Gills Transmission, and Papa's Racing. It's Austin Manzella.
Row 7 on the inside, driving the number 3 AC from Bakersfield, California, sponsored by Victory Circle Chassis and Parts, Sivson Suspension, and KB Pump Supply. That is Ethan Dotson. Outside of him from Bakersfield in the number 20S, Energy Concept, Victory Circle Chassis, RPM Collision Center, All Lit Up Graphics, Skinny's Automotive, Kevin Johnson.
Then we pick up row number 8 on the inside. Will be out of Yuma, Arizona, the Maximum Race Oils, MRT, Off-Road Vixen, Aftermath Motorsports, and SBS Suspensions. It's Corey Hemhild. And next to him on the roll 7 or roll 8 on the outside out of Bakersfield will be the 51G of Gavin Manning.
Row 9, driving the number 83 from right here in Bakersfield, sponsored by Woodworks Unlimited, Victor's Mexican Grill, 661 Works, Sivson Suspension, Victory Circle Chassis, Jason Nation. And on the outside of row number 9 in the number 51V from Atascadero, California, Von Dera.
Row 10 looks like this. It's the 34 of Robbie Claiborne out of Santa Maria, California. Into his outside of Turlock, California, it's Chris of Falkenberg.
On the inside of row number 11, driving the number 1X out of Yuma, Arizona, sponsored by Maxima Racing Oil, MRT, Off-Road Vixens, Aftermath Motorsports. That is Crystal Hemphill. And outside of her, the number 128 from Lancaster, California, Brandon Jennings.
Boy, Corey, this is going to be another good one, I tell
man.
you. That's a mouthful right there,
It
my
is.
friend.
And with all the action we've seen from this division here already this weekend, a bad start right there for the one of Corey Hemphill. He lost the right rear tire as the cars rolled onto the track. He's got the car up on the hook. They're going to take him off. Maybe they'll get him back to the hot pit. He can put that tire on and start at the back of the pack, tag the back of the field.
Like his brakes are locked up. You see that?
Left front brake is locked up. Sparks flying off of that. He has got a rough night.
Looks like it locked up just now.
Bad start for him.
Wow. I do not like to see that kind of stuff.
It's terrible to drive all the way from Yuma, Arizona to end your night like that here at the Budweiser Nationals.
And he told me that they didn't know if they were going to make it, but he ended up getting a rear end for the other car for his wife, and now look what's happened. So.
Well, you got a tough front row in Michael Johnson and the former Budweiser National Champion, Tina Pounds. We saw her up there on the hill in Victory Lane just 2 or 3 years ago.
Yep.
This race, once again, slated for 25 laps.
25 laps.
We're going to let him fly out of turn 4 this time around. Doug Ryan, give him the green. We've got it. Sport Mod A main event underway.
And it's Michael Johnson to the point, but here comes that 32 and Tina Pounds, the ATC of Chris McKellar, and the 21P of David Pearson still right there in the mix. But here comes that 28 of Cody Parker.
Michael Johnson leads lap number 1. Tina Pounds right there on his backside. Look at through the field, 3 deep, all the way through turns 1 and 2. My goodness, everybody knows it's time to go. There's no hesitation in this one.
Wayne Dotson, Matt Mayo, Kel Kanky, Kevin Johnson,
4 wide out of turn 4. Oh, everybody makes it clean.
Kiefer,
what a job of driving.
McPherson, Nation, and Gavin Manning. Look at that.
There is no fear in Wayne Dotson as he runs the high side of the racetrack.
I tell you, Corey, I can't take my eyes off that section of the field. 3 wide. We got the car of Crystal Hempfield up there in turn number 2.
They were 3 wide,
Yeah.
2 rows deep. Our eyes were locked there. We didn't see what happened to Crystal, but the Hemp Hill Racing team, man, they have got a tough night so far here just as the feature started.
Wow.
She is up against the wall under the Pep Boys sign just out of turn number 2. She's got the car rolling under its own power.
Well, I know she wasn't talking to Minnie Mo and Jack, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's no doubt.
Now, if it was the Amco commercial, she'd be going beep, beep. No.
Let's see if there's some damage. It does look like a flat right front. Am I seeing that? Nope, that isn't. That
everything
car looks clean.
Everything looks good to me, Corey.
You bring out the caution. You make your way to the pit area. That is unfortunate for Crystal Hemphill.
Right now, this is kind of a beneficial factor for some drivers, and some drivers it's not. And the driver I'm looking at right now that this was beneficial to is the G6 of the Outlaw Ricky Childress Jr.
Well, you know, one of the cars I'm going to watch throughout this one as this race plays out, like everybody else, he started in row number 7 on the inside, the 3AC of Ethan Dotson.
There you go. Well, yeah, he got him and Pop both out there.
We'll see what he can do here in this Sport Mod feature. Again, he's got 2 more features ahead of him.
Yeah, he's
with the IMCA mods and the late models.
I wonder how, he's getting in the laps, let me tell you.
He's got, I almost say that's almost a record here.
I was going to see, why didn't he just jump in the hobby stock and make it a triple or a quadruple?
Well, 3-4 years ago, we saw Clay Daly do that. I think he drove every class there was to drive.
Yeah, you're right.
He was exhausted at the end of that day. I remember talking with him. He was just like, man, my arms hurt.
If I did that, I'd have to take a week off.
I think I'm with you on that one.
Yeah. The boss might get mad, but I'm taking a week off.
Something I'm not seeing is the 40 car of Nick Spainhoward, one of the cars I said was one of the favorites to watch in this division.
He's not even on the lineup.
We didn't even see him roll onto the track.
And didn't he win a qualifier?
He did win a qualifier.
Well, I wonder what happened between there and that.
Not sure if there was any engine damage to the 40, something. He did not make the show tonight. He didn't pull on, and he was very fast earlier in tonight's racing program.
I'm glad I didn't even realize that, Corey, until you brought that to my attention. That is unusual.
Very unusual. He was one of the favorites to win this deal tonight. Right now, Michael Johnson will lead the field out of turn 4, taking the green flag.
Still Michael Johnson. Then you pick up that 18C of Chris McKellar. Tina Pounds right there in the mix. But here he comes, the Outlaw Ricky Childress Jr. But that race in the middle of the pack, Corey.
My goodness. That's what I was watching.
Manzella and Skylar Bones.
Right behind the 74 car of Wayne Dotson, there is a 3-car dogfight.
Yeah, father right there behind son now. Manzella on the bottom of Dotson. David Skylar right there. And that's the number 20S of Kevin Johnson.
Chris McKellar right now is looking very good. He's got that car rolled over in the right rear, all kinds of hooked up as he's trying to chase down Michael Johnson. Johnson very smooth through turns 3 and 4 in that 22C. Michael Johnson's leaving just a little bit of a hole out of turn 2, enough to get a nose underneath there. That's going to be a dangerous game to play with Chris McKellar in the 18 as he's running that middle groove. McKellar is actually pretty quick down there on the bottom side of the racetrack. Here we go through turns 1 and 2. McKellar showing all kinds of color to the 22C of Johnson. Great race for the top spot down the back stretch into turn 3. Johnson knows he's there, tries that low line, slams the door, works the throttles. He gets that back end kicked out into turn 4. He'll lead lap number 8. Tina Pound still right there with Chris McKellar in the 18. She is all over the bumper of McKellar. 3 cars now. The top 3 cars have separated themselves from the field. The 4th car in line is the Outlaw Ricky Childress in the number 6. Then it's Pearson rounding out the top 5. And look at right behind the 5th place car of Pearson. There is, it's 4 or 5 cars battling 2, 3 wide, bumper to bumper.
Boy, it's the Austin. You see Kel Kankey, Ethan Dawson, Matt Mayo. Here comes the 04M of Austin Manzella.
And Manzella's been fast all night as well.
He has. He's in that new Evo chassis.
Manzella just put a bumper on the 13M of Matt Mayo. He says, come on, man, we got to go. There's no time to waste. We're 10 laps in. 15 laps remain. Caution is out on the track. All kinds of sparks out of the number 4X of David Schuyler. He's going to pull off onto the infield. There's definitely something very hot under the front end of David Schuyler. We can see something glowing. Officials down there taking a look at that car. We've got an official with a fire extinguisher making his way over there now. Well, we're 11 laps in, 14 to go. Johnson, McKellar, Pounds, Childress, and Pearson, your top 5. Then it's the 28 of Cody Parker, who sits in the 6th spot. Behind Parker, it's Kale Kankey. Then it's Ethan Dotson and the 13M of Matt Mayo. There's the 1 to go from your flagman. We are going to go green. Next time out of turn number 4. Well, how about at Bakersfield Speedway? How many Michael Johnson fans do we have in the house tonight?
Or can it be Chris McKellar?
We're going to find out here the next 14 laps out of turn 4. Green flag back underway and racing. Oh, David Pearson gets a little bit of help from Cody Parker. Melee at the back of the pack. Robbie Claiborne, the 128 of Jennings.
The 4 of Schuyler, and that's the 20 of Justin McPherson.
All kinds of craziness down there on the track. The 21 of Pearson definitely had some help getting turned around.
Cody Parker got a lot of front end damage there.
Cody Parker is the one that put the bumper on the 21P of Pearson. You have to anticipate these starts. When that leader goes, you got to go with him.
Yep.
And that may have been just kind of a case of not sure if Pearson was caught sleeping or if the 28 of Parker maybe got into it a little early.
Well, I'm surprised that 3AC does not have no radiator problems with how flat the nose is on that thing.
That thing's got a little help. It's been pushed in a little bit.
Yes, it has.
And there, the 4X getting the mechanical black flag. David Schuyler back on the infield.
Yeah, they're talking on the radio about the aluminum straps hanging off the back of the car. That's why he got the mechanical black flag.
I'm not a track official, Brian, but if it was up to me, from what I saw at turn 4, I would put the 21 back where he was when all that stuff went down. We'll see if track officials make that call, because right now he's kind of hovering around the back of the pack. And track officials are communicating about that 28-21 incident. We'll see what the decision is that comes down from the tower. They're going to send the 28 of Cody Parker to the back of the pack.